Insecurity is really rooted in idolatry. Idolatry is placing your hope, looking for your definition of who you are in something other than Jesus Christ. Idolatry is not necessarily having a little idol in your living room where you come and worship. We don't do that kind of idolatry. Our idolatry is more sophisticated and domesticated. Our idolatry today is when we place our trust, when we draw our identity from something other than Jesus Christ. That, my friend, is idolatry. God said in Jeremiah, through the prophet Jeremiah, He said, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed themselves cisterns, broken cisterns that hold no water." Meaning God was saying, my people have rejected me as the source of who they are. But instead, they have started to look to other things to define who they are. My friend, people who struggle with insecurity, and I do not mean an insult to no one who's battling with this, because all of us do. It's an idolatry problem, not an insecurity problem. It's when we place our trust in something other than Jesus. It produces two feelings. Sense of inferiority when you have nothing, or sense of superiority when you got something. And both of those senses are not scriptural. Sense of I'm not good enough, and sense of I am so good. People should just worship me. It's like a lady comes to a pastor, say, "Pastor, I struggle with this sin. Every time I come to your church, I feel like I am the most prettiest woman in your church. In fact, I feel so pretty that nobody else is worthy to shake my hand. Pastor, pray for me so God can help me to be free from this sin." Pastor says, "Woman, that's not a sin. It's just a mistake." A sense of superiority and sense of inferiority is insecurity. And insecurity is idolatry. It's placing our trust in something other than Jesus. Insecurity not only is idolatry, insecurity leads to insanity. Every person who is insecure is a little bit insane. Keep looking at me straight. Some of you are about to take your spouse's hand, say, "I told you." Why? Because insecure people are chronically jealous. Insecure people are overly sensitive. Insecure people are always thinking somebody is talking about them. Insecure people are they're so focused on their own feelings, and they focus on what somebody is saying about them, that it takes them into the realm of they begin to become a little bit crazy. When King Herod was here on this earth and the wise men came to King Herod and they said, "A king is born. Can you tell us where?" King is on the throne. Another king is born. It could make anybody just a little bit jealous. But see, a person who bases their trust in God knows one thing. The position I occupy belongs to God. A God who brought me into this position, God will keep me in this position. And like David says, if God finds no delight for me to be in this position, may He do what He desires, but His name will be praised. Herod, on the other hand, begins to search where this new king was born, and when he doesn't find, he goes in and kills all the babies under the age of 2. History says Herod actually killed one of his wives, 2 of her sons, and his older son, out of jealousy, fear and suspicion that they are trying to overthrow his kingdom. In fact, Emperor Augustus commented and said, "It's safer to be Herod's pig than his son." Why? Because insecure people are insane. King Saul was the same way. King Saul, though he was taller, he was so handsome, but he was so chronically insecure that on the day of his inauguration, when he was to be announced as the king, King Saul was hiding behind baggage, behind bags. Imagine, and he wasn't there preparing like in a green room, you know, getting himself worked up. He was so shy and afraid to get up and to be inaugurated, to be promoted as the king. Now at first it seems like, oh look, he's so shy, he's such a, he's so humble, he doesn't think of himself highly. That is so good. No. Insecurity is false humility. Because this inferior guy, give him power and he becomes a monster. He goes in from hiding because he's so insecure to then disobeying God, chasing David, destroying people's lives, killing priests, doing bizarre things. Why? Because insecurity here looks like false humility. But if it's not cured, give insecure men power and Hitler will have nothing on them.